Apart from those celestial bodies that emit their own heat and light, there are also some celestial bodies that do not emit their own heat and light and reflect the sun's light. For example, the moon. It does not emit its own heat and light. It reflects the sun's light. Similarly, like moon, all the planets do not emit their own light. They reflect the sun's light. For example, our Earth. Along with the Earth, there are 7 more planets that do not emit their own heat and light. So, planets do not emit their own heat and light and they reflect the sun's light. The moon also does the same. So, some celestial bodies do not emit their own heat and light. This is because they do not have their own heat and light. They do not have their own heat and light. This is the only reason that why they reflect the sun's light, like the moon and the planets. All the planets along with the moon reflect the sun's light. Now, word planets come from a Greek word planetai. Word planets come from a Greek word planetai, which means wanderers. Word planets come from a Greek word planetai, which means wanderers. This was a fact for all of us. If from a distance, that means from the solar system, if we look at the Earth, it will be looking like a shiny object. This is because it is reflecting the sun's light. Along with Earth, the 7 planets will also be looking shiny, as all the 8 planets are reflecting sun's light. Moon is said to be the companion of the Earth. This is because it rounds the Earth. Along with Earth, some planets are there which have their own moons. Now, we are going to start with solar system. To begin with, the solar system. Now, the family of the Sun along with 8 planets is known as solar system. That means Sun along with its 8 planets form the solar system. There are total 8 number of planets in our solar system: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. So these are the 8 planets of our solar system. All the 8 planets have their own orbits in which they revolve. Orbit is an fixed elongated path where the planets revolve. So this is the Sun. Then this is Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, and then between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter falls a asteroid belt. This is the asteroid belt which falls between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter. This is the asteroid belt. It falls between the orbit of Mars and Jupiter. Now all these planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. Till Mars, these planets are, that means Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. These planets are known as inner planets. They are very closer to the Sun and are made up of rocks. Then after the Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. They are the outer planets. They are very far, they are extremely away from the sun and are made up of gases and liquids. Always remember Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars. These planets are inner planets and are made up of rocks. Then Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. These planets are extremely far from the sun and are made up of gases and liquids. Now, let's check the distance from the suns, all the 8 planets. Mercury is 58 million kilometers away from the sun. Venus 100 million kilometer. Earth 150 million kilometer. Mars 228 million kilometers. Jupiter 778 million kilometers. Saturn 1427 million kilometers. Uranus 2869 million kilometers. Neptune 4496 million kilometers. So this is the distance from the sun. We can remember these outer planets and inner planets by this. Planets that come before the asteroid belt are the inner planets, and planets that come after the asteroid belt are the outer planets. Now let's have a look on the general information about the planets. Mercury, it completes one rotation in about 59 days and one revolution in 88 days. Venus, one rotation 255 days and one rotation 243 days. Earth, one rotation 1 day and revolution in 365 days. Number of moons 1. Mars, one rotation in 1 day and one revolution in about 687 days. Number of moons 2. Jupiter, one rotation in 9 hours 56 minutes. One revolution 11 years 11 months, about 12 years. Number of moons about 53. Saturn, one rotation 10 hours 40 minutes. One revolution 29 years 5 months. Number of moons about 53. Uranus, one rotation in about 17 hours 14 minutes. One revolution in about 84 years. Number of moons about 27. Neptune, one rotation 16 hours 7 minutes. One revolution 164 years. Number of moons 13. So only this much for today. Keep watching the Informative World.